Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Josiah from the Pop Culture Podcast. I'm here by myself without my cohorts, Marcus, Audie, Shegaw, and our fearless leader, Avery. I'm just doing a recap of January 2012 content that we put out, just as another version of the archive, in a sense, just in video format. Our full-on archive you'll find on our website, PopCulturePodcast.wordpress.com. Where you also get little updates and things also from our Twitter about episodes we put out or jokes or what have you. You can follow us on Twitter at We Love P.C.P. So like I said, I'm just going to do a quick recap of January, and if I can, give you some highlights for either what we already have for February for this month, or what else we plan to put out for the rest of this month, February. By the way, Happy Black History Month. So to get started off, January 9th, I'm just run through this. January 9th, Marcus reviewed Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. The 11th, January 11th, we did a weekly dose. Those are little mini-sodes we do when we don't do chronological episodes. We're up to about 63 episodes right now. But January 11th, we did the weekly dose, just chronicling our return, all the members coming back after the holidays. Then January 18th, I started part 1 of the new 52 Static Shock comic book. Those 4-part videos like I'm doing here, which you can find right here on the Firstborn channel, Firstborn Showcase channel. That was January 18th. January 21st, Shegaw reviewed Red Tails. He didn't like it cinematically, but he said, you know, it was still okay. It's interesting because Marcus also reviewed Red Tails, but Shegaw's review was just more critical and more so talked about the movie as a whole, just cinematically. Marcus gets into the story, and I'll get into that as soon as Marcus's pops up. January 22nd, that entire day I wrapped up my Static Shock reviews. I talked about the pros and cons of the comic series, and then its cancellation at about, technically, I think by issue 5, it was announced that the comic would be ending. I think it officially ended at issue 8. I need to go back to the comic book store and see if that's true or not, or just check here online. You can do that also. That was January 22nd. January 23rd, we released part 1 of another weekly dose, the Ramble series, where part 1 we just talked about Dragon Age 2, game and movie endings, the blank people say videos that are just taking over YouTube, parents listening to your music, and Thor in all caps. Ramble part 2, we talked about SOPA, PIPA, ACTA, all that stuff. More Red Tails, rap beefs with like Common and Drake, for example, Daft Punk music, and Lupe Fiasco's Friend of the People. And then the third Ramble weekly dose we talked Twilight again. I'm not really sure why. The 21 Jump Street remake. There was a rumor about a Magic School Bus movie. We talked about that, and that was the end of the Ramble series. Next, oh yeah, and the Ramble series was let me see, January 20. Part 2 is the 24th and the 25th. Shegaw just threw those up as quickly as possible. And then after that, it was the episode 061, best of the 2012 Avery Awards, where we just rated our favorite content. You know, pretty much our Grammys, our Oscars, you get the idea. Our favorite games, our favorite consoles, our favorite actors, music, you know, you name it. You know, that's what we did. That was for episode 061. That was our second Avery Awards. Our first one was in winter 2010. And then Marcus reviewed Haywire, January 28th. And then Marcus reviewed the next day, January 29th, Marcus's review for Red Tails went up, where he pretty much agreed cinematically with Shegaw's reviews. There were some, they felt that cinematically the movie was okay, the special effects were alright. The main characters were likable and things, but they didn't feel it was a great cinematic experience. But for African Americans and just American, at all, just a story of people overcoming adversity, or in Marcus's case, maybe lack of adversity. It was just an inspiring story, pretty much. Marcus and Shegaw both conceded that Red Tails, in their opinion, was a good story. So Marcus wrapped up the P.C.P review for Red Tails January 29th. And then the last bit of content we put out for January 30th, was another weekly dose for our Oscar nominations, and then our predictions, and then what we thought should have been nominated, what we thought shouldn't have been nominated, and so on and so forth. And that was PCP for January 2012. Some stuff for, if you go to PopCulturePodcast.wordpress.com, you'll see that we have Chronicle, the movie Chronicle came out February 3rd. We have some reviews for that up right now, so you can go see those. I believe episode 062 is up, and that's for Disney Vault. For a few, I think it's part 1, we might do another one, but that's for the old school 1950s up to the present type Disney Vault movies. That stuff is already up for February, and because the month is so young, some of the stuff that you might see from us might be, we're hoping to put up some stuff about the Super Bowl, Sega Genesis, talking about that console. That'll be definitely a nostalgia episode. If you've been following the Pop Culture Podcast, our best episodes are usually when we're digging deep into our favorite pop culture and your favorite pop culture from the 90s. We're hoping to talk about Sega, and because Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace 3D either just came out or is coming out, we're hoping to also do a Star Wars episode soon. So that's some of the stuff that is out for February right now on the website, and that's stuff that we're hoping to put out for the rest of the month soon. Beginning of March, I'll just recap whatever we actually did do, so you'll just have to ride with us through February. Again, PopCulturePodcast.wordpress.com is the website. The Twitter is We Love PCP, and like us on Facebook, just Pop Culture Podcast. That's it. Just stay tuned. See you later.